Bonjour everybody. So there was this moment, miles 50 of the Diagonale. World toughest 100 miles foot race in the world. I'm halfway and entering the most difficult part of the race. I've got spasms, tachycardia. The heart is beating but not really regularly. I'm exhausted, I've got an ankle sprain and I consider quitting the race. At that point, I will give a phone call which will change completely the rest of the race. Diagonale des fous, diagonal of the madman and model. It's more than a race, it's an adventure. So I said the Diagonale des fous, longest race of the Grand Raid, which takes place every year on the island of La Réunion. So for many trail runners, this is a dream to complete it. Arguably the toughest foot race in the world. 175 kilometers, more than 10,000 meter elevation, it's like climbing the Everest and a little bit more. This point system to get registered, proving that you have the experience of ultra running, and you could also have to be a little bit lucky as there is a high demand for it. So the race takes place in a very difficult mountainous terrain, with steps, roots, there's a lot of mud and rocks everywhere. There is no rest. You run in tropical conditions, so it's very hot during the day and can get down to freezing temperature in the night. It rains very often, so organization is great. At the same time, they still manage to live there a sense of adventure. So one of the highlights of the race is the atmosphere. The island is bouncing for 4 days of the event. The crowd is incredible. So I fly out on my own and then 3 days before the start of the race. Couple of short runs, including the Colorado downhill, which is the last downhill before the finish line. So during that short run, my ankle goes and I twist it. And I know it's not gonna be a walk in the park. Day of the race, it's so exciting. I'm trying to sleep in the afternoon, but impossible to close my eyes. So we take a 3 hours bus from Saint-Denis to Saint-Pierre, the start line. And here I am, standing in wave 2 of one of the most iconic races of the world. What else? I feel nervous, but I've got a big smile, ready to enjoy every moment of it. The start. There is this fantastic music, the hymn of the Diagonale. We got to live it. This is an atmosphere unique. Never seen something like that before. The first 5 kilometers to get out of Saint-Pierre, you've got people all around the streets, music, cheering. It's similar to being in a mountain stage of the Tour de France. Children giving you their hands to high fives for kilometers and kilometers. It feels amazing to be part of this. It's also the perfect cocktail to be pumped up and start too fast. Surely, error number one that I had predicted I would do, start too fast. So we arrived at first aid station, Domaine Didot. I stay there just 1 minute, add water, eat a cake, and go out on the trail again. I wanted it to not be too long, because I know that they are queuing up entering the first singles. And it worked, no more than 10 minutes stuck there, and the first 40 kilometers are going so well. Coming to 55, I stopped at the checkpoint called Marabout. There is hot food. I'm starting to feel tired. I stay there for a good 20 minutes. I eat well, try to cool down a little bit. I jump on my feet and go again. And this is now that the problem starts. The Koto curve again were not something I had in mind as a major challenge. However, it's very tough. There's a lot of mud, sliding roads, shoes are wet, we're walking into little rivers, it's hot, tricky and technical, and my energy levels are becoming quite low. Each step, the concentration is required, and you really feel that you have entered the race. More than that, I feel energy are depleted. Something is missing in the legs. I eat not too badly so far, but still, legs are heavy, I struggle to move. Okay, I'm not panicking though. I know I have made a quick start, that was intentional, and I need to recover somehow from it. The block downhill is not straightforward. It takes me a lot of strength, and I feel that my right ankle, I feel it more than I should. 2 years before, I had a very bad sprain on the left ankle, which took me off running for about 9 months. Since then, I tend to compensate with the right side. Anyway, I get to Silaos, 75k in 15 hours, fantastic, very happy with that. And giving me few hours on the cutoff. Few years before, I got caught by a cutoff in a race in the Pyrenees, in the Grand des Pyrénées, meant end of the race, because I'd taken well too much time resting and managing the race. Being too cautious means that you don't have spare time. If you have any issues or an urgent need to sleep, then there is no time to do it. So that's comfort. At that point, I have a comfortable buffer in case I need it for the rest of the race. So in Silaos, it's pretty good stomach-wise. I take a big dump, very important. It goes very well, happy with that. I'm trying to sleep a bit. However, there is loud music. I don't feel that tired. It's in the middle of the afternoon, and I'm quite keen to go. Telling myself that I can still sleep on the side on the trail later if needed. That's the second mistake, as you will discover later. In that checkpoint, which is a live base, you can retrieve your first bag that you left at the start with the organization, and they took it there for you. So I changed socks, look after my feet, put some cream on, then I repack my bag and make a third mistake. Because I'm feeling it already, I'm trying to get lighter somehow. And I'm thinking that the coldest part was supposed to be the first night, so the night before. So I take gloves off my race bag, I had warm clothes that I take off as well as a hat. I put that back in the assistant bag and leave it with the volunteers to retrieve at the finish line. I go to it, manage to it goes in, not easily, but it goes in, and I'm ready to go again. Fill up the water and off I run. I arrive at the bottom of the tie bit. This is a very long climb to enter the famous Mafat Cirque. Steep and long climb. So I drag myself up, but no gas, no fuel. I'm like a snail and get overtaken by quite a few runners in the climb. There is a pit stop in the middle of the climb. Homemade infusion made by the locals. It's wonderful, so nice. I drink 2 of them and continue the climb. The energy from the locals is a boost for the morale. And I have to say to the volunteers on this race, they are absolutely incredible. The atmosphere makes a big difference. There are people cheering all along the course, whatever the weather, the time of the day, or the time of the night, there is always people at some point. I feel there is something off though. I don't move well at all. I have been in a dark place for a few hours now, and it's not improving. I am slow climbing, which is usually my strength. I have finally arrived to Mala aid station. Very tired. Exhausted, I need to sleep. Unfortunately, there is rain, cold, and no shelter to sleep. Just a bit of food. My eyes are closing and this one is very tough to take. I have to keep going, no choice. It's quite obvious that I cannot just sleep in the rain. I should really have tried to get to take a nap in Silaos live base, but kicking myself is not gonna help. I go again. So now it's starting to hurt. The mental game is at its maximum. My head tells me to stop and start digging really deep. They have an expression in La Réunion. It's called tipa tipa, little step by little step. It means that slowly, as long as you keep moving, you're gonna get there. It's one of the main principles in long distance trail running. When you feel it, you're exhausted, always keep moving. So I make it to Plaine des Merles. I finally find a place to sleep. The volunteer there wraps me up in a blanket and my life cover. How wonderful! A 25-minute sleep. I guess I managed to sleep for most of it. I wake up, take my cover off. It's so cold and it's still raining. It's not. A volunteer sees me shivering and sees me and says, "Look, from now you've got 2 minutes to go. Otherwise, you will never." Dig in mentally again. I stand up and I go. The first few minutes are awful, but on the Sentier des Scouts, I am moving. It's still not fantastic form, but I'm moving. The first runners of the Bourbon race, or the 100k version of the Grand Red, start overtaking me. Absolute rockets. Beautiful to watch these elites going down here. So we are now before the checkpoint called Horaire. It's been an hour or so that I'm starting to have chest issues. A bit of spasms and tachycardia. The heart is pounding but irregularly. Not something which happened before to me. So I'm worried, very worried. It's okay to push yourself, but I'm certainly not have any intention to die there. So here's when I decide to call my friends. I call Pierre and Pierre. You cannot make it up. They are together in France in the middle of the night. Best friends with whom I've done quite a few trails already and they know me very well. And I believe at the end this is what's gonna save my race. Pierre advises me to see Horaire, the next checkpoint, as my finish line. Don't think about the other 50 miles after. He's right, and I'm entering a new frame of mind, setting smaller targets. I can quit, but not now. I give myself more time and postpone the decision to the next checkpoint. They advise me to see medics for my chest and ankle and to sleep a lot more if I can. Arriving Horaire checkpoint, I made it to my finish line. I sleep on the floor for 20 minutes. Then go to see the nurse. She straps my ankle. She confirms it's likely a little sprain. She's not worried about my chest, telling me I might need magnesium. So I call back Pierre. Pierre tells me to find dark chocolate. That will save my race. And what is the best with chocolate? Bananas. And how many bananas I'm gonna have is too hard to count. From then on, it will be my main source of energy. You know, if you enter Mafat, the only way out is to walk out. As I'm already in it, I decide that however long it's gonna take me, I will get out of it. So my new finish line is a gigantic Maido. I get to Passerelle Doucy. I sleep again 10 minutes on the side of the path. I'm cooked, but in good spirit. My energy is slightly better. No more chest issue, tachycardia. My ankle doesn't prevent me to climb well, so only downhills are painful. So with stubbornness, I still think I can finish this. Maido is a beast, more than 1,000 meters positive elevation. It's a magnificent place. And arriving at La Brèche, you will understand why La Réunion has a landscape so special. No words to describe it. The circus of Mafat is special. From the beginning of the climb, you can hear the atmosphere at the top of the Maido, resonating like an echo in the mountain. It's incredible. You hear every climber being cheered when they reach the top, as they are rock stars, and you really cannot wait for your turn to happen. I finally get there after 6 hours from the Pastoral du Sud. A crowd is here to welcome me. I have tears in my eyes. Pain, joy, hope, pride, compassion for myself, and I'm grateful to be there. Supporters, you cannot overstate the role you play making this noise, shouting our names even if you don't know us. Like me, some runners go to La Réunion with no assistants or no supporters. It's so special to have you cheering us. That's the difference between finishing or not finishing. Okay, now I still have few hours on the cutoff, so I might have a good shot at completing this. Next is a long 70k downhill to the second climb phase. I cannot run, my ankle is killing me. It's frustrated, but look, no drama. I'm there, alive, and I have plenty of time on the cutoff. So 3 hours downhill, I arrive at Ile Savannah, second backdrop at the second light base. So I find my bag, I'm showering the legs with a hose. I look after my feet again, change socks, shorts, t-shirt. I have a nice meal. Best I had on the trail. Special meal from the Ile Savannah team. After 30 minutes, I leave again. I cross the Rivière Diagonale, trying to not fall in the water. Now, on the map, it looks easier than the first 3/4 of the race. In reality, it's another game. The Diagonale is particularly complicated because it becomes increasingly difficult. The second half is way tougher than the first one. You go via Chemin Ratinot, La Possession. There's a path called Cala. It's really challenging, so steep. You have to use your arms to launch yourself from tree to tree. It's fun, but when you have 150k in your legs, it's not that fun. Before La Grande Chaloupe, there is the Chemin des Anglais, the English way. It's a nightmare. Uneven stones for several kilometers, killing the ankles, it's never ending. And with the nights and the tiredness, it's a fucking nightmare. Entering the third night, I slept 50 minutes so far, so it's struggle to stay awake. And since La Possession, I run with a guy from Bourbon. It's nice as we support each other through the tiredness. Going towards the Colorado, it's technical, narrow climb, impossible to put your feet on the path. There's a lot of mud. You have ropes and lianes and branches to pull yourself up. It's very, very difficult. Nearly 4 a.m. in the third night, I finally get to Colorado, which is the last checkpoint before the finish line. From there, it's all downhill. So we eat something and we start the Colorado last stretch towards the finish line. We start the technical downhill, and after 5 minutes going down, lights off. No battery on any of the two lamps, no spare batteries because I put them back in the assistant bag. My new friend from the Bourbon lends me his phone, thankfully, and I will go downhill with the flashlight of the phone, nearly 2 hours like this. At 6 o'clock, nearly 6 o'clock, I'm down. It's done. From there, it's 1 kilometer flat to the stadium of La Redoute. I cry a bit. I'm realizing that I'm gonna complete this. The last kilometer is magic. In my mind, I think about everything tough I have been through these last 18 months. My mom who passed away, my divorce, my kids, and the resilience they have shown. Thinking about my two brothers. I'm thinking about my best friends and how crucial they have been in the last few months. Here again in this race, they showed up again and they made a massive difference. I get into the stadium and my Airbnb host was there welcoming me. Got up at 4 a.m. to go in the stadium to watch me arrive. This is magic. No words to describe the feeling of finishing like Diagonale. The last stretch, I cannot feel my ankle anymore. I put my eyes in the air.
C'est Grégoire, bravo Grégoire. Allez, un finisher de la Diag. Ton prénom s'il te plaît, c'est derrière, ne bouge pas. C'est Kevin, bravo Kevin.
I'm so happy. And realizing a dream is something big. I collect my medal, my wonderful yellow t-shirt. I survived, and we go home. I take a shower, enjoy great food that the Airbnb host have prepared for me. I fall asleep, couple of hours, no more, and I decide to go back to the stadium. I see a physio who confirms my sprain. Then I went to the podiatrist, gives me a nice feet massage. And then I go eat the nice finisher's meal. Rougail sauces, what else? So nice. I get a beer and go back to the finish line. And now we are getting close to the 60 hours cutoff. So the last finishers are arriving. The tradition is that the winner of the race, this year it's the incredible Mathieu Blanchard, will escort the last finisher across the finish line. The organization asks for finishers with a yellow t-shirt to do 2 lines so that we can welcome the last finisher. His name is Didier Marmas. It's extraordinary. The music, the people, everybody in the crowd is in tears when Didier crosses the line. I have the chance to stand here in the middle with Mathieu and Didier. See the newspaper photo here. I asked Didier how he's doing. His eyes are very gunky and he tells me he cannot see with one eye and barely with the other. Imagine. And he made it by 3 minutes. Incredible resilience from this guy. This race is unique. There is nothing like it. It was a dream. I did it. I was so proud of myself. So happy with what I found on the path. Again, I was on the edge and spent hours in the dark place. Was it worth it? Oh boy, yes, it was worth it. During the race, I knew that the pain of quitting would be so much higher than the pain of completing and the pain that I was enduring at the moment. I found in me so much resources again, stuff I didn't know I was capable of. It was also a kind of therapy. You go so deep inside yourself that you uncover thoughts and feelings which you didn't know were there. You also find what matters to you. During this race, I raised money for Brighter Future Zambia, which is a wonderful small charity supporting vulnerable children and orphans in Zambia through education and counseling. So this gave me extra strength during the tough moments when I needed it. I saw all friends and people cheering me back at how more important. The impact of a phone call or the message popping up on your phone. What I received was huge. So important when you have no assistants or supporters on the ground. So important. It was a journey of introspection, looking inside, getting closer to finding my why. That's what I came to find, and I didn't get disappointed. Remember, be odd and have the courage to go after your dreams. No fear of failure. Either you win or you grow. À bientôt!